Hey fellas, coming fresh off the loss is your boy Dragon here with another recap. So let's get right into it here. Let's go. Well, I thought I was set up, but apparently I'm not. I'm just an idiot. Um, Alright, let's go into here. In the SmackDown category, we have Jason going down one to Moose, Ben going down one to Malachi, Deeb's going down one and going. It was a bad set, except for Boring. Boring came out on top here, and Malachi came on top here, but bad week for SmackDown overall. We have Aaron staying up at 2-0, and Chris just recently joining him at 2-0. Only two people managing that at the moment. Nick going down 2. Same with me. Tiffany 1-1. Moose 1-1. Sox 1-1. If you guys think the music's too loud or too soft, let me know. But let's get started into Deebs versus Munza. We have Deebs bringing, pretty solid offensive team here. Mimikyu, Mamoswine, Kartana, Steelix, Volcanion, and Nidoqueen. Jeremy bringing, wow, cool. Tornadus, Sableye, Dilicent, Darmanitan, Ranunculus, who is so tanky, jeez, and Alolan Ninetales. So let's start into it. Mega Sableye comes out first in a Nidoqueen. Alright, this might be just because Deebs doesn't know what Mega Sableye does. When Mega Sableye Mega Evolves, he gets something known as a Magic Bounce. So any non-damaging moves, your Stealth Rock, Spikes, Toxic, Thunder Wave, anything that deals status or sets out entry hazards, just gets immediately bounced back to you. Now that, I guess that's fair. Alright, so Deebs looks like he's just going to try to power through the the Sableye here, which he seems like he's doing okay. And then you get the recover off. Deebs makes the start swap here, getting out of there to Mimikyu, predicting the recover. So Deebs, instead of boosting, immediately goes into Play Rough, which is good. This is a good play. Jeremy gets the disguise down, but dies in the process. So Mega Sableye is out of the way. It's rough that you got Rock Split up and you got Mimikyu burned, but having him out of the way is a pretty big factor. Jeremy's favorite Mon. Deebs makes the smart switch here to Steelix. Just so tanky. And Asinarm, he just boosts his armor out of this world. So with Aurora Veil up, Deebs, you're going to take a lot less he's going to take a lot less damage in the snow. And he's just going to set up defensively on you here. And he Calm Minds. This is an interesting set. He's just going to become too tanky for you to deal with. And Deebs gets his rocks off, but I think Deebs is going for the paralysis here, trying to at least slow down this monstrosity. I don't know what, if is Jeremy and he has recover. So this is bad. So we go to Volcanion here, and I just don't think you can beat Ranunculus. Yeah, he's too powerful right now. He's too tanky. He has that recover, 4 times defense, and he's just gonna Calm Mind again. The best thing to do here, Deebs, if you have this guy setting up on you, and it's too late to get out of it, the best bet would be if you're running a Toxic get a toxic on him. You were trying to throw paralysis area. That's smart too. Just try to either slow him down or put a timer on him, because recover. It comes to a point if he's toxic that he has to recover like every other turn, and that gives you time to do something with your team, something like set up on your own or figure out a way to get through the ranunculus. But right now he's just going to set up, and at this point there's not much you can do. He's just going to tear through your team. There's no one on your team right now that can beat this guy. That, however, is really good, because I think you're running Oblivious, which I believe does exactly what I think it does. Nope. Doesn't do what I thought. I'm thinking of a different move here. I'm thinking of Unaware. But still, knockoff was really good. You probably should have come into him earlier if you knew that was coming. But you do force him out. So now it's time for Cortana to come in. And you're going to get a beast boost off here, which is really good because Cortana can do a lot of good shit here. But Hidden Power 5 will get you. Okay. You got lucky with the crit, with the knockoff, but you should have come into Mamoswine very early, knocked off that item, and like got started on trying to either get rid of him. You always need to be prepared for setup sweepers. Like, it's weird to have Ranunculus as it, but it's a set that can be run. You just always got to be prepared. You have to look at these guys, make sure that you're ready if they start hitting that Calm Mind. The Acid Armor, like, I wouldn't have prepped for it, honestly, but that's me. As you can see, I don't really prep for things very well. Jeremy, really well played. Came in, got the rock, got the Sableye to bounce rocks back, really set the tempo of the match. Overall, really well played. Good match, fellas. So now we're going to move on into Anne versus Boring. We have Boring bringing Terrakion, Gyarados, Nidoking, Mew, Miltank. Miltank does a lot of good work this match. Houndoom, and we have Charizard, Rhyperior, Scrafty, Cloyster, who also does good work, Greninja, and Sylveon. Cloyster comes in here, he gets out of there, and is immediately punished by Sash. Good bring on Sash. When I was practicing, I think I brought White Herb, and this set was just always punished by Terrakion. Terrakion would always come in on the Shout Smash set and beat it one-on-one, but the Sash was a nice bring. And then he just evaporates. Comes into Miltank, who does, Miltank things. Gets the body slam off and starts recovering. So now we go into Rhyperior, Milk Drink. I believe here, Anne, you probably wanted to go into Scrafty. Scrafty's a dark fighting type. You probably predicted that she was going to try to body slam or try to get some sort of status off like Toxic. But Scrafty has access to fighting moves, which just punch through, and also access to Dragon Dance, which can punish like a Milk Drink set like this. Paralyze. Like, I think Chris Boring gets a lot of good Paralyze here. Nice crit, though. So now you make the smart choice. Now, this was ballsy. This was incredibly ballsy, Chris Boring. It paid out, but if he had Earthquaked again and gotten it off through paralysis, you lose. Like, Miltank's done, your tank's gone, and it's great. So you get the paralysis on Scrafty, which ends up coming in pretty big here. And switch out. But gets earth powered. Rhyperior lives it and takes out the Niddo. So now Mew comes in. Mew's gonna do Stealth Rock. Good bring on Rhyperior for crunch to answer Mew. Another good bring on Boring's part to bring answers to Rhyperior on Mew. But he's just gonna heal. You are like you're getting really lucky with paralysis there. So we just enter this like exchange here. Like Anne knows that she can't swap Rhyperior out here, or he's just gonna die to rocks. So she's just trying to get the most damage off on Mew, kind of burn down the soft boiled, maybe get I believe it's a defense reduction on Crunch. That hurts. That really hurts. And I know Cloyster was probably a rapid spinner, but switching Charizard in onto rocks at any time is just very painful. Miltank comes in here, gets a flamethrower off. Now is probably choiced. Oh no, she's just naturally fast. Or is it a speed tie? Well, this is a speed tie if they're both speed invested. So we get lucky here. If she is scarfed, let me know. So I don't talk out of my ass. But if these are both speed invested, it's a speed tie. So Chris lucks out here and gets the milk drink off. And predicted a swap here. Probably to Houndoom to take advantage. And goes for the burn. So it's not scarfed. I'm a dumbass. So we're getting speed tied here unless Anne didn't put speed investment in. Body slam. Didn't get the paralysis there. So Sylveon in here. He comes out to Gyarados, gets him to intimidate off. Heal Bell. Smart bring, gets the paralysis out of your team. Good prediction on Anne's part. Miltank comes back in again. I don't know what hidden power that is. Probably electric. This Miltank is such a good... and then you get the paralysis, so you can't get the wish off. You got the wish off there. Now I think you get paralysis out of the protect. Yep. So Sylveon ends up going down here, and I think Charizard can't come in anymore. God, she's so impressively fast. Why does she get to be that fat? If you had a Dragon Dance, this is the time to use it. You need a smart thing to do. Like, if he goes anywhere below like half health, he's gonna milk drink, or even like at any point, if he thinks he's going to be in danger of dying, he's going to milk drink. So at that point, you got to say, okay, is it time to Dragon Dance? Is it time to, I don't know, if you have like Rocks up or something like that. There's always like a turn differential. Like one turn he's going to Body Slam and then milk drink. Or Body Slam, milk drink, Body Slam, milk drink. That's usually what he's going to do. So there goes the Body Slam out. You get the Brick Break in. And now he's going to heal. So at this point, this is the turn you Dragon Dance on. Well, right now you're forcing him to milk drink over and over. Now you get the Dragon Dance off. So I believe you're faster. You're not. Wow. So fast. Well, Scrafty's not particularly fast. So at this point, Anne's in a bad spot. Charizard comes in, survives with 1 health, gets the sun up. So Miltank, I think, just wins the match out here. Burn. I mean, that's good to have, but it's too late. And this is like under the sun, so you're dealing less damage. Yeah, so Miltank's just gonna do Miltank things, and there's not much you can do with the milk drink. And the matchups. Blah. So boring wins out. It's just a good match. There was a lot of predictions back and forth. Chris, you played Miltank really well. A really nice Miltank set here. What was that fourth move, I wonder? Probably a coverage for somebody, or maybe like a defog or something. Rapid spin. Rapid spin defog, something like that. Um, and you came well predicted when we were talking about this match. You knew that Chris Boring had some guys that could utilize your son as well, so you kind of stepped back from that, which is good. Got to make sure you can get rocks out. If you're going to use Mega Charizard Y or any Charizard variant, you're going to have to get those rocks out of the way, or you just get fucking destroyed. But anyways, congrats to Chris on the win, and I'll see you next week. So we go to Cunning Jams versus Malachi, one of my favorite matches this week. Like, this is a very cool match to watch. Make sure music's off. Alright, here we go. Oh, I didn't do introductions. Kirimbi, Gliscor, Gardevoir, Chandelure, Excavalier, I don't know how it'll go. And then on Malachi, we have Jirachi, which comes in big, as always. Hadron, Cresselia, Banette, Regirock, and Ribombee. Alright, this is... I'm surprised. That's rough. That is rough. Missing that there really hurts. Because I think he survives that, but it's a big chunk of damage on Kira. So Malachi gets his rocks off, and then gets out of there. And then Cresselia takes a big Dragon Claw to the face. Red card. Interesting. I was very surprised when I saw that. Forcing somebody out and into rocks is interesting, but also forcing them out on Cresselia, who has a lot of utility, can run a lot of different sets. I believe this one here is the Calm Mind set. But it gives you a turn here. Unfortunately, you switch into Gardevoir, who has an answer. But the Moonlight Bring here is good. But she's just going to get calm-minded up. Ben hoping for the special defense reduction here, I believe. And then gets out of Excavalier. Icy Wind does absolutely nothing to him. Lowers his speed, but it doesn't matter. Regirock comes in and just gets walloped. The crit didn't matter here. I believe I checked that. Gardevoir comes in on Bayonet, which is ballsy because he can learn. He's Ghost. You're Psychic. Shadow Sneak does a lot of damage, but he predicted something big coming through. I believe Malachi here was going to go down to 1 health or whatever health he would be from an Excavalier hit and then Destiny Bond to get rid of it. But he ends up just trying to do that with Gardevoir here. Ben says, okay, we'll trade. So Gardevoir goes down, Banette goes down, Gliscor comes in. Didn't even... Ooh, that is so painful. That crit mattered. I think that only does around 70% damage on Ice Punch. Did that crit against Regirock matter? I believe it. Maybe it did. Let's actually check that. And what was that? X-Scissor from... I believe he was banded. Nah, you were alright. That crit didn't matter. Okay, but the Ice Punch kind of hurt. So Excavalier comes in again. You swap in and just get wrecked by X scissor, paralysis, and then immediately paralyzed. That, oh man, because your Jirachi was about to take I believe, a banded X scissor there, and I don't think it likes it. I don't think Jirachi likes that at all. I mean, that's 76%. And so paralysis comes in and does pretty harshly against Ben, but he gets it off eventually and gets you chunked in the flinch. Like, this is rough, like having to deal with both paralysis and flinching. So Ben swaps out the Chandelure, takes nothing from Ironhead because fire type. Fearing anything, he switches out. Crit. That's 3 crits this match. Jeez Louise. Malachi predicts the swap here to somebody else and gets punished for it. But not gonna fall for it this time. So Big Daddy Kirim comes in, gets flash cannon, lives. Ben probably thinking that maybe Jirachi was coming in over Bombi. Sub-Zero slams. Or Bombi comes in. He's gonna. It's literally says I'm gonna quiver. Like Malachi's very open with his team. So she takes a huge chunk from Excalibur here. Excalibur comes in, gets moon blasted and dead. Well, now it comes down to Nahalgo. Hidden power, she lives, and then Thunderbolt gets it. Now, this was rough because I believe Bent with a more defensive set on Nahalgo. If she was scarfed, I believe she wins this fight. Maybe wins this fight. I don't know what is and then she got that +1 attack. 49% max. What? Sorry, I just got caught up with reading that. So it was a max roll to kill Jirachi here. I mean, I have a choice card I had leftovers, so maybe it was a tankier build, but with a max roll, you killed it. So very good match. A lot of back and forth predicts. Ben, sorry to see that you lost, but you did a really good matchup here. Malachi, really well played, knowing how to play Jirachi really well. Moving on, we got whoever this guy is versus Rieger. Mega Diancie, which is Mega Evolved, but it doesn't really matter here. Pangoro, Fortress, Talonflame, Slowbro, Archeops. We have Alolan Muck, Rotom, Tangrowth, Big Daddy Mega Beedrill, Heatran, and again, Celigore. Alright, Rotom Wash comes in, Mega Evolve first. Takes a lot of damage. You don't want to switch him in on special moves here. Good double switch there. You're making a lot of switches here, and I understand that you're trying to catch Aaron out, but you're taking a lot of chip. A lot of chip damage from this guy here. And then he just gets a free swap here. And Final Gambit. So you get what's his name? Exceligore out, but you also sack Archeops. Which, I mean, it's... what does Archeops do here? I mean, what does Exceligore do here? I guess he's okay against Slowbro. Yep, Aaron's making a lot of good plays with the Archeops. He's picking targets that he wants to get out and just getting rid of them. Nancy gets the defense against Doodle. It doesn't matter. She just gets evaporated. So I think Aaron here just runs through. Bolt switches out, gets Beedrill in. And then somebody gets Fell Stinger. So he was going for the kill to get Pangoro. So Rotom dies here to Brave Bird and fucking thick ass gets the leftovers off, and Fire Punch ends it for the Nugget. Pangoro comes in again. Tango's meaty too. I don't know what set he's running, maybe Assault Vest, but good predict on Aaron's part to get the Rock Slide into tag the Flying Mon. Gunk Shot, really good here on Pangoro. But, see, this is risky. Swapping Slowbro in on Beedrill. A lot of bug moves. But Beedrill's just too fast and goes in. Aaron, really nicely played. Rieger had a couple of good predicts. Again, watch that Diancie. Gunk Shot was a really good bring to grab both Tangrowth and Rotom Wash. I forgot about what I was going to say there. Well, good match. Both of you played pretty well. Rieger just got to watch that Mega, like I said, but you did really well. Had a lot of good brings. I wish I would have seen what you brought on Archeops. That looks... I haven't played with that mon a lot. But we move on to this match. Oh, God. Gallade, Landorus, Skarmory, fuck you, Volcarona, Scenerina, and Gastrodon. Incredibly bulky team here. Like, these three guys are huge. He could run Volcarona. Scenerina isn't exactly the bulkiest, but just there's a lot of meat on this team is basically what I'm saying. Raikou, Mismagius, Salamence, Tapu Fini, Aggron, Celebi. Generous amount of bulk here. Both teams, lots of... Wasn't expecting Gastrodon here, honestly, with the Celebi. But, here we go. Okay, he gets... They both intimidate each other. Moose, of course, is swapping into Salamence here. Gastrodon comes out against Salamence. Lots of swaps in this match. Ice Beam, good bring on Gastrodon. Hits a lot of these guys. Trick. What was that trick? So you got an Assault Vest and gave her a Choice Scarf. I mean... I don't know. I don't think that's worth it for you, unfortunately. Yeah, especially when that happens. But you get the smart switch here, and Sally comes in. So he has to swap here. Like, somebody's taking a Salamence hit. Ooh. The wish on Salamence. Crazy. We got Mismagius coming in, receiving the wish. Back up to full. Serena gets power gemmed. Salamence comes back in. Is this a support Salamence, huh? Oh, that sucks. So, gets Stealth Rock out, wishes himself back up. So now Jason knows Fire Blast is available here. So, Fini comes in. Double swap again. Like, lots of switching, lots of outplays, and Moose gets the taunt off so he can't Quiver Dance, and he gets out of there. Haze to remove the stats. Smart bring on Fini. Another miss. I guess that was owed because of the fire. I don't... Why did... Yeah, just to get the stones out. Okay. Alright. Makes sense. Never mind. Seems Gastrodon just comes in on Salamence comes in on Gastrodon, walls him off. It's the Misty Terrain back up. Smart to bait out the Ice Beam. Senior comes in, takes a Moonblast. Special attack doesn't really matter here. That matters, getting that defense down. Protect. Gonna bait out a move here, baits out Stone Edge. Sheik comes out here. I'm really surprised you stayed in there. You probably have an answer to this guy, but the issue is, well, here I am judging Jason after he whipped my ass. But this guy's always going to have some sort of utility, and getting this guy paralyzed blows. Moose gets his rocks off and gets out of there, and now he's intimidated, so... Another miss on Fire Blast Moose. That is... Oh my god! 3 misses. Wish. Alright, so this is known. He's just gonna... He's gonna protect. Yeah, good prediction on the protect there. But he's gonna protect again. Gets it off that time. Gets out to Aggron. Doesn't take anything from Stone Edge. Nice, good roar tech. And he's just gonna try to get damage off. So this is almost one of the same sets that Jason ran against me. Just like instead of roar, it was Whirlwind. Just getting those rocks damage off, always cycling the opponent's team. So he gets Mega Gallade, which is huge. That's a big threat off of Jason's team. Good crit. Another good crit. So I think, overall, I think Feeny might be... Nope, with recovery, he's just going to win out here. The special attack down kind of sucks. But you're using Earthquake either way, so it doesn't really matter. Another crit, nice. Gets the kill. I don't know if that was a roll. Ouch. See, that was interesting. I'm guessing you're going for, because you know you're faster, so you can get at least one move off here. Gets the Hurricane, gets the hit, which is pretty lucky. Power Gem just kills. I believe that's choice to outspeed. Rough miss. There's a lot of like just rough misses, mostly on Moose's side, but Jason's had a couple. So Iron Sheik comes in, smart, sacking that off to prevent the Thunder Wave or the Roar. Getting that paralyzed is big. Now this is rough. Like, getting one of them, like, Whirlwind's always a chance that you're going to get a mon that can counter yours. And coming into Raikou, who's a pretty big check, especially to a paralyzed Skarmory. And he just dies. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. Now, if he's choiced, however, this is rough on Moose's part. Except, which is cool, with Adrenaline Orb, I think it's whenever a stat goes down, your speed is up. So, Moose gets the win here. Really well played on both sides, honestly. The support Salamence is something I never would have prepped for. Iron Sheik did really well, taking a lot of big hits here and cycling his team. Overall, there wasn't really that much of misplay. It was just an honest, good match. Getting paralysis off, but you don't know the set, so you would never know to swap that out. Thought you were probably free to do some setup there. But good match. Jason getting his first loss, and Moose, they're at 1-1 each. Alright, we move on to Nick versus Tiffany. This guy right here, MVP of this match. Blacephion, Tyrantrum, Zoroark, or is it Zoroark? Big question mark. Venusaur, Hawlucha, the Duck, Ferrothorn, Excadrill, Tyranitar, Alolan Sandslash, Latias, and Muck. So Ferrothorn comes in here and just gets wrecked by Fire Fang. On his, like, Life Orb, it just hurts. Well, this guy just hurts in general. D-Dance here was brave, but it was a good predict. You predicted, I think, either rocks or maybe something you'd survive there. I mean, I guess the predict was rocks. Anything else probably you do a lot of damage to. But getting the D-Dance up is great, and Earthquake chunks it. Stone Age doesn't kill. So maybe that's what you were predicting. A Stone Age that, but you sack Tyrantrum into Tyranitar. Really good swap there. I mean, a really good trade there, getting his Mega out of the way, and you've already killed 2 Mon with that guy. So you're already up. So Venusaur comes in, or is it? It is Mega Venusaur this time. Takes the Psyshock, doesn't really like it. Missed the Sleep Powder, which is rough. Now this here, now you might have noticed, he's immune. So immediately, Nick, you gotta know something's up. Because there's no way that this guy's normally immune to it. So now you know that you have a Zoroark on your hand. So how Zoroark works, for people who might not know, he can take the guys on any Mon on the other person's team. A hit, not Stealth Rock or anything like, but a hit itself will reveal the illusion. So you come into Excadrill and he just gets Night Dazed, and that hurts. At this point, you needed to, I don't know what your answer was to Zoroark, but the moment you saw an immunity to Psychic, you know that's a Zoroark. So Muck comes in and curses, starts the setup. This was a brave synthesis here, because if he brought anything like an Ice Punch or something like that, he could just tank through Vinny here. But Mega Venusaur is going to do Mega Venusaur things. Sleep Powder gets off here, so poor Muck's asleep now, and Venusaur's back up to full. So now she's in. Tiffany's instilled doubt, I believe, which is actually lucky. This was a nice bring, Nick. I actually wanted to talk about this. Seeing last week what Sleep Powder did to Anne's team and how long that she could draw out that fight, bringing a Sleep Talk set to kind of abuse that is really cool. So this is actually Porygon now, I believe, with a Reflect. So now she's resistant to physical, but now you're up. So you Poison Jab. So this thing does a lot of damage right now. But at this point, I know you're like boosted up twice and you got the Sleep Talk set, so you're good. But Leech Seed is killing you, especially with Reflect up. He's just going to heal constantly. So if you're predicting like Tri-Attack to keep coming out, it might be better to go into like a Latias or something like that, a special attacker. Or just burn out the Reflect like you're doing and then swap. So you just have a couple turns here of Muck being unkillable and Sleep Talking and just healing or cursing or doing some poison jabbing, and Duck doing duck things. Blacephion comes in. So Muck wakes up here and he just gets walloped by Mind Blown. But at the end of the day, that cutting up the health, especially against a Sleep Talk set, is pretty rough. Because if he Sleep Talks and gets a move off, you're dead. But at this point, you're recovering rather well with Leech Seed. Mind Blower comes out again. Draco Meteor gets the kill. Vinny comes out, but is it Vinny? No, it's not. It's Night Days again. This is a Zoroark. And Zoroark comes in big doing Zoroark things. So at this point, yeah, I think at this point it's kind of rough for Nick to come back here, even with the Sleep Talk Muck. She's just so tanky. In the miss there, I don't think it mattered, but it's still rough to see. So, a couple of interesting brings on both sides. Zoroark was amazing. Or was that? Yeah, it was a Zoroark. The game just doesn't know. So Zoroark came in really big for Tiffany here, absorbing a couple moves and just generally being a nuisance. The sleep talk set on Mucknick was really nice, kind of predicting that he was going to get put to sleep and can just kind of sit in front of Mega Venusaur, which I think Tiffany saw there. Overall, really good match. And now we move on to my match, which was just like, what, an hour ago? So this will be fun to do, yeah? I bring Armaldo, who doesn't exist anymore on my team, a Persian, fuck you, Dragonite, Garchomp, Metagross, Beware, Necrozma, Komodo, Galvantula, Gengar, Seismitoad, and Polion. Chris had a lot of interesting rings here. Like, I was really expecting Weavile and had a lot of prep for Weavile because, you know, I have a dragon-centric team. So we go in here. Seismitoad just comes out first. I use Beware just in case. Beware could take pretty much anything on this team, save for a fire move, and respond pretty easily. He gets Toxic, and I get out of there to Persian. Stealth Rock, good to bring up, especially with, you know, my crappy. He gets Toxic too. I get the Nasty Plot off. Dark Pulse gets the kill on Seismitoad. So Komomo comes in. I get out of there because Dark types don't like fighting. Switch into Beware, who can take any sort of fighting move because he has an ability called Fluffy, which halves damage from contact moves. So Beware takes it. Zen Headbutt, that's, I believe, a roll unless you're defensive. Weakness Policy was a good bring here. I was able to get out of it relatively quickly with Garchomp. Garchomp comes in. He's faster. Crit didn't matter. He was just too big. Galvantula takes an Earthquake. So now you know, I believe, that Garchomp is Scarfed. So you come into Empoleon, really smart with the balloon to take it. So now I gotta get out of there. Persian comes in and just, you know, dies. I was predicting a more of a utility move, like a Toxic. Anything like that. I probably should have come into Metagross here. So Pookie comes in, takes his speed down. I try to double swap here. Try to predict that you're going to use like an Iron Head or anything like that. But you see that come in and just Scald, take him down a notch. Eventually gets Meteor mashed. Gengar comes in. And Armaldo, unfortunately, is going to take a Shadow Ball to the face and die. Which is my spinner, which means these are going to stay up now. So Destiny Bond comes in, Dragon Claw, nicks it. Swap Metagross out here. Dazzling Gleam doesn't do anything, but since you're Life Orbed, you die, and Destiny Bond doesn't take effect. Necrozma comes in here. I'm expecting a setup. So Bullet Punch would have been able to chunk it down. Garchomp comes in here, which is still, I believe, faster. Yep. That was unexpected. I had no idea that was coming. I was expecting a Calm Mind set or a Utility set. I had no idea that that was going to come in. So at this point, I'm down to Dragonite. He doesn't get because he's flying. So a Celium Z, if he swaps, he doesn't take any damage. But at this point, you have Ice Beam, and that's it. Power Punch was, I guess, okay here, but it wasn't enough. And just, I lose. Chris, you had a very, very good brings. Lots of interesting sets that I had no idea that were coming. The Weavile, not bringing Weavile here was amazing. I had done a lot of prep on my side to get rid of him, and you just sort of dominated me. So I go down to 0 and 2. And Chris is 1 and 1 here, I believe. No, 2 and 0. He's one of the 2 and 0s, Aaron and him. Alright, so that was the week in a nutshell. Let's go to the schedule. So we're on week 3 now. We have Jason versus Rieger. Rieger win this one. Senna versus Moose. That's always a good match to bring. These guys bring a lot of weird stuff, and it's fun to see what they come up against each other. Boring versus Tiffany. The Double D, Dragon versus Deebs. Ben versus Aaron. Watchtower match there. Ann versus Malachi, and Nyx versus Socks. Again, if you have any suggestions to improve these replays, please let me know. If you like the music, if it's too loud, too soft. Well, that's basically it. There's your recap for week 2, and I will see you guys later.